What's going on? It's your man Headkrack, and right now you're rocking with the one, the only official spot for ATL Hip Hop. atlhiphop.com.
We are here with Headkrack.
What's going on, America?
What is good, brother?
Everything's great, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm having the time of my life right now. Sometimes you feel like you're like celebrating your 18th birthday, like over and over and over and over again. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me I'm dead.
What have you been doing, man?
Yo, for the last like 8 months, I've been working on music, traveling with my group, the Bodega Brothers, also rocking out on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, which eventually parlayed into a television show called Dish Nation, which Fox has on in like 94% of the country. We're on 5 days a week. Some cities go on 2 times a day, and that's going better than everybody expected it to do, man. And it's crazy, like, because it's one thing to be like in hip hop circles, and like people are like, yo, what up, Crack? But then when you chilling at like Cracker Barrel and like a 70-year-old white lady comes up, it's like, Crack ain't good fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, bless her heart, you know what I'm saying? She's trying, but look.
At first I thought coming to Dallas was amusing, but I had a layover in that city called Houston. I got there, and just my luck, I walked off the airplane and it was hot as fuck. I had a carry-on bag, and yo, this ain't no fakeness. They came up to me and said, sir, we gotta take this. We're gonna put it on a plane. I'm like, shit, yeah, but will my bag be there when I get there? They said, sure, just give it to us. We're United Airlines, the people you can trust. So I took this little green tag and I let go of my little black bag and took it. And then they put it on the plane, but when I got to Dallas, I went to freaking go insane. Yeah, I think you know what's going on here. Because when I got here, my bag was not here. It's not fair. Yo, man, yo, look at my motherfucking clothes.
What's the radio show? Is it like, I mean, you're a big hip hop person, so I mean, is it just another thing to do, or was it more like?
Sometimes working at a radio station is like being a vegetarian working at Burger King. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't particularly eat the things that are served there, but at the end of the day, it's a job, and I try to have fun while doing the job.
Well, speak on that. Like, Atlanta is now looked upon as the sound of the hip hop generation now. And the sound that comes out of Atlanta is the one that's defining that. I mean, you work for one of the more popular radio stations here. Does that ever present a conflict of interest?
But like, if you really look at it, most rappers that are on the radio don't battle, so that's always the situation. And it's amazing how many artists come to the radio station and don't want to freestyle.
Right.
Like, every now and then you'll get somebody who like not only will freestyle, will go above and beyond the call of duty. And some people have fell on their face. People out, that will remain nameless. But like, there's a couple people recently that fell flat. It's just like, not only did they fall flat, they actually started the rhyme over. When we started the beat over, it's just like, come on, man. Like, at the end of the day, as an MC, that frustrates me, because at the end of the day, I like lyrics, and like, I always like believe that you should have that hunger. You should always be ready to rhyme, even if you just got a stock 16 in your head. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody can freestyle, and I'm totally cool with that. Because like, some of the greatest writers can't freestyle, but they can write their ass off. So, at least have something. Like, one person said that they would freestyle and then text his manager to tell the producer no. It's like, why couldn't you just tell me no? Rapper from St. Louis. How TMZ is, right?
But how did the Bodega Brothers come about?
Bodega Brothers came about because my man Kino was the Spanish version of me from a rival school. Like, I used to always hear about this kid. Yo, there's this kid who reminds me just like you. He goes to this other school. And then when we finally met each other, it was like, it's you.
Bodega Brothers, you did with Seattle and West Coast?
We actually just got finished rocking Seattle. We got to see where Bruce Lee's buried.
Oh.
Do you know Bruce Lee and his son are buried together in Seattle?
I know that.
Neither did I. Like, I would think he would be buried in, LA somewhere, perhaps in his homeland. But nah, he's out there in Seattle.
Wow.
And he has like the second nicest grave there. He's in Seattle? I don't know if he's in the same. A lot of Asians in the cemetery that Bruce Lee and him is at, but Jimi Hendrix could have been it. I'm just saying, I was shocked. You know, like what happened? How, like, I was curious to how so many ended up in Seattle, like of all places. Like Cali, LA, I get it, but Seattle was like, yo, that ship stopped short.
How was the response out there?
Yo, the response in Seattle was real dope. I mean, they thirsty for hip hop. There's a lot of great groups out there too.
You out there with also J Live?
It was Bodega, J Live. This guy named Rocky Tirade out of Phoenix. You had Don Def, who's based out of Seattle. They had a really dope show, and a couple other cats who should possibly work on their show. But we all start somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
What are some of your influences from there and some of your earliest experiences with hip hop, especially in the birthplace of hip hop?
Yo, growing up in the Bronx, man, it was crazy because you heard rap very sparingly, especially like in the early 80s, because like, you know, most stations moniker was like, yo, we're the station that don't play rap. Like, they was proud of it, you know what I'm saying? So you'd have to like stay up like late at night and take the radio and see what was going on, but like, you step outside your door and you're seeing the things that are inspiring the songs that you're hearing on the radio. A particular artist or thing really molded my thing. But like, I think if there was one guy who I could say I drew the most inspiration from, or two sets, LL Cool J obviously, and Run DMC, easily. Because like, I mean, like everybody wanted to be LL Cool J. You know, like whether they admit it or not, even if it was for 30 seconds. I am actually the last heterosexual LL Cool J fan. That one dude is like, yo, you got one more album in your champ. I know you did. The crazy thing, like, you would think hip hop as a culture would embrace that man a little bit more, because like, if you look at if you look at rock groups like the Rolling Stones, Megadeth, Metallica, they can still put out records, tour, radio embraces it, people support it. Hip hop, we're real quick to crumble people and throw them away. Like, oh, you're too old to be rapping. Nah, not if you're rapping about things that appeal to the sensibilities of the people you're trying to talk to. I like, you know, who's not necessarily out there. Like, I would like to see him out there. Slick Rick. He was musically, vocally, and just subject-wise engineered to be able to do this till he's 60. But he just tours off the catalog, which is dope. That works for him. But like, I would love to hear what he has to say at this stage in his life. Who's seen more than Slick Rick? It's almost like going to a church with a pastor who ain't done, you know, like, if I was to go to church, I want my pastor to have done time. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a story for me. Yeah, like, you know, like, you gotta be able to relate to the people. Like, a guy like Slick Rick has been there, done it. But, yeah, we just released a single called Getting It. Right now, it's currently on college. Here goes Getting It. This is how it looks when I hand it to you in the streets, but you can actually pick it up on iTunes. It's artwork and everything. It's actually on Spotify, too. Spell it Bodega Brothers, BODEGABROVAS. Get It, yes. Featuring Kiva Soul Lily, produced by a guy named Dre Fleming, a guy who I met on the internet one night. And I didn't even meet him. Like, I heard his beat, and I sent him an email. I was like, yo, I really like that beat. He's like, yo, you want to have it? And I was like, yes.
Well, tell the people where they can get at you at, online, social media, all that stuff.
I pretty much keep everything unique and generic. Headkrack, HEADKRACK. That's me on Twitter. That's me on Instagram. On Facebook, it's different though. It's Crackblog, KRACKBLOG. On Xbox Live, it's I Am Headkrack. On SoundCloud, it's Headkrack, HEADKRACK. Our website is crackblog.com. You can find me and the Bodega Brothers at bodegabrothers.com. It's BODEGABROVAS. You gotta say it giant. Point down. It's Bodega Brothers.
Appreciate it.
Yo, appreciate y'all, man. ATL Hip Hop, your man Headkrack signing off.
Kids dissed us just cause we were different. But so is Jesus, just a different position. My ambition is for musical transitions, injecting intellect, that's what most of these jams miss.